We can be bruised. We can be broken. Slowed down, confused, and even numbed. But we can't be defeated. We're built on a foundation that's strong, our mission unwavering, and together we'll beat as one.
I'm Lloydetta Quaco. I'm here at the rooms where we just finished recording a Sharing Our Culture series. This is a place where you get to meet amazing individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds who are making significant contributions of Newfoundland and Labrador.
This is Rogers TV.
Hey, I'm Brian O'Connell, and this time around on Backyard Bartender, we're going to take you into one of the iconic locations in downtown St. John's. This building is 126 years old, give or take, and it's the former Masonic Temple. It has a tremendous history. It is current home to Spirit of Newfoundland Productions. And on today's show, we're going to take some of those great drinks that they make here during dinner and a show, and we're going to tie some music to them. So stick around. I think you're going to really enjoy this episode of Backyard Bartender.
Thank you, Brian. So we're going to pour some drinks today, and I am a big coffee lover, so I'm going to incorporate some coffee in my drink.
Yes, Peter, and I prefer tea myself.
She's a tea gal.
I'm a tea girl. Go ahead, Pete.
Well, I love coffee.
And I love tea.
I love the Java Java, and it loves me. Coffee and tea, and the Java and me. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup.
I love Java, sweet and hot.
Whoops, Mr. Moto, I'm a coffee pot. Shoot me the pot and I'll pour me a shot. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Delicious. You're gonna like these drinks.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful song.
Thank you, Brian. And we're thematic people, so we like to connect things.
And
here.
we like coffee and tea.
And we love coffee and tea.
All right, well, Peter Halley and Keith Power are here with us, and we're going to talk, first of all, a little bit about the Masonic Temple, or Spirit of Newfoundland's new home. How long have you been here?
We came here 25 years ago, and just temporarily. We had left the Majestic Theater and then came to the Masonic, and in 2008, we purchased the building, and it's been our home ever since. And it's beautiful. It's an honor to be here all the time.
It's such a historic building. This is a historic site, both provincially and nationally.
It is.
And that must bring its own challenges.
It does. It has, and I'm sure we'll continue to have challenges. But it's only to protect the building and protect the heritage. Because this could be, who knows? I mean, there could be a disco ball, in the middle, and it could turn into a disco if not protected by those.
And we certainly wouldn't want that. Now, you've just come off a wonderful come-home summer, a dinner and a show.
Yes.
And you've been doing this for a number of years, and now you're heading into the fall season.
Heading into the fall season, into our
Christmas!
Into our busiest season.
We love Christmas here.
We love Christmas. It's, I think last year, typically 50 nights, 50 odd nights.
And the daytime
straight.
luncheons,
That's
other
right,
events.
because you don't just do dinner and a show. You have a lot, weddings, you do a number of
We
things.
do a number of things. We host many weddings here. I remember one New Year's Eve, we gave up our New Year's Eve here, which is very rare for a wedding, and it was just tremendous, But yeah, this place presents like a large, beautiful home, like a mansion.
It is, yeah.
And often if I have what we're going to serve today, I pretend that I live here and I say good night to all the people,
You pretty much do.
I'm here all the time anyway. But
So what are we going to make today?
well, coffee and tea was our first song.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll talk about the other in a moment. But I'm going to do an espresso martini.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it dates back to the mid-1980s. Apparently, rumor has it, that a high-powered model came into a bar and said...
It was me.
It was Keith in the mid-80s. He was a child. You probably weren't even born, were you?
I wasn't.
No.
Okay.
She said, I want something that's going to wake me up and mess me up, but she didn't use the word mess, and I shan't repeat what she said.
Okay.
And hence the espresso martini was born. So it's a great after dinner drink and a pick-me-up, you know?
Okay.
You gotta like the flavor of coffee. So there are 3 ingredients. We use vodka. Today we're going to use, well, Keith is my Vanna White.
All right, so
Stop.
were you-
A lifetime in
this is
theater to be
Newfoundland
named.
Distillery.
Newfoundland
vodka?
Distillery vodka.
Okay.
So in every martini, so we add it to our martini shaker, ice. We want to make sure that, well, first of all, 2 ounces. The main ingredient is the vodka. And
Oh, I see. You have Spirit of
Oh,
Newfoundland.
yes. We're all about branding
I
here,
see,
Brian.
exactly.
Spirit of
Yes.
Newfoundland shooters. And if someone comes here to do a screech in, they leave with one of these shooters.
We have to talk about that
And-
at some point because
course.
that's also a very good story
Yeah.
from the Spirit of Newfoundland. So you're putting in 2
So
full ounces.
2
Oh,
full
Brian,
ounces.
why would you go any less?
All
Yeah.
right.
Now you can adjust these according to your taste
Sure,
and your
sure.
desires,
But why would
and
you?
your habits, for God's sakes. And then we add a half an ounce of Kahlua. Just to drive that coffee theme home, and we pour that in there, and then we take our espresso. And it would be a good idea not to use hot
Okay.
espresso. Let it cool because it dilutes the ice, and then it.
Just kidding. I brewed this an hour ago.
Well done. I didn't know
Thank you. Yeah.
what you were doing exactly. And
How
so
mu- how
1
much?
ounce,
1 ounce? Okay.
1 ounce, and then you pour that into your machine, your contraption here.
Yep.
And Keith, by the way, is not our regular bartender.
I am not.
I
But you'd never say.
I just want to say something. Every single episode we've done of Backyard Bartender, every bartender talks about their shaker face.
Oh.
Every bartender has a routine.
Keith is going to talk about his.
and
God.
a shaker face. So,
So my shaker face is
and how you shake it.
doesn't know.
I'm an actor.
Yeah. And then he
Oh
has
wait, hold on.
fancy tricks.
This is called the Irish loop.
Yeah.
That's good.
Gets tangly around capacity. But anyway, we won't go there.
And you really want to vigorously shake
Yeah.
this so we see that face is going to vary a little
It's
bit.
kind of like my accordion face.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because
So your shaker face is an accordion face.
Yeah.
now some people put sugar on top of the glass.
You can do that, yeah.
You can. I don't want to do that because there's enough sugar in there. Some people add simple syrup, a half an ounce of simple syrup. So we want to shake it vigorously enough so that we get a frothy sort of thing on top. So it presents well in the glass. And please God, for a television show or something, we don't spill it everywhere.
That's my job.
Clean up
Well,
on
I
aisle
said
four.
that.
Clean up in aisle 4, right? And then we garnish it with some coffee beans on top. And doesn't that look
All right.
like, isn't that nice?
So the espresso martini,
It's an espresso martini.
a vodka Kahlua, and espresso coffee beans.
Exactly. Simple, tasty.
Yeah.
And not only will it wake you up, it will get the party started.
Wake you up, make you go.
Make you go. So Keith has, through the magic of
Oh,
TV
pre-television,
land.
so we have this. And yeah, cheers, Brian.
cheers.
Thank you
This
so
is-
much.
This is delicious.
Thank you,
This is-
Brian.
Yeah. Thank you,
All right.
Keith.
Cheers,
Good
of
job.
course.
Okay.
You know, the Kahlua really hides the vodka.
It does.
Oh, Shane, do you want more?
And the no, and the coffee just jumps out at you. Right?
It's
It
a
is
beautiful.
nice. It really is, yeah.
I think it's delicious, soothing, helps the meal settle, and gets the party started.
And if you're here with the Spirit of Newfoundland at dinner and a show, can you order one of these over the bar?
Typically, you can order whatever you want. We will give you what you want.
It's true.
Our theory is don't say no.
Yeah.
It's often on the menu. We will have some specials, and it might be, if we're doing an ABBA show, for example, we might call it the Mamma Mia Espresso Martini. Mamma Mia.
It's a bit of branding.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is delicious. The espresso martini here at the Masonic Temple, Spirit of Newfoundland, their home. When we come back, we're going to switch from coffee to tea, and Shelley Neville will join us next. Stick around on Backyard Bartender. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is delicious.
It is delicious, isn't it? I love it.
Welcome back to Backyard Bartender. We're here at the former Masonic Temple in St. John's, and if you've ever been to a dinner and a show, chances are you'll know our next guest, Shelley Neville, joins us. And by the way, a wonderful song starting off the show. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for that.
Brian.
When did you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
Well, I was a little girl of only about 5. No,
It chose you, Shelley.
Oh, thank you. It chose me.
It did.
Thank you, Keith. Well, I grew up in a musical home.
Yeah.
My mother loved Patsy Cline and would sing Patsy Cline songs all the time. My father played in a rock band in the 60s. He was with Gord Tracy and the Viscounts.
Of course.
And
Okay.
so I heard a lot of the Everly Brothers and Buddy Holly and lots of Elvis.
Okay.
And I remember from some of my earliest memories being at the cabin or at the house and music just being something that just brought a whole lot of people together.
Yeah.
And so I think it was the attraction of the music. The first thing was just the fun and getting people together. And then now that you can sing and you play the guitar, well, you were the one doing it all, and
yeah.
bringing them together. So I think that was the first attraction.
And now here with the Spirit of Newfoundland,
Yes.
one of the things I noticed, because I've been here a number of times and I've seen you perform, one of the things I've noticed is that you genuinely are having a great time when you're performing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, how many times have we done ABBA?
Yes.
Every show is like the first time.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's a show that we've been doing for a long time, since 2010.
Before my time.
Wow.
Before your time. And, it's a show that the music is so good and so energetic. And the very first thing that happens in that show is the band. Dum, 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 dum. And the crowd just, oh, yes!
True.
They just
We don't even need to go on stage.
We don't even have to be in the room. We're backstage and we're all sort of like, okay, have fun.
Yeah.
Keith, high five, let's have a good time. And then you walk into the room and it's already energy coming
Palpable.
at you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you just came off a wonderful summer come home year,
Yes.
and now you're heading into another special time of year. And I kind of got this feeling that Christmas might be your special time of year, your favorite time of year.
Christmas is my favorite time.
Because you do a wonderful song. You do a wonderful Christmas song. Do I have to say it, or will you
It
say it?
is not Christmas until Shelley Neville sings "O Holy Night."
There you go.
And that's just the truth.
all right.
Sweet.
So you'll see her at luncheons here. We do a lot of luncheons throughout December, and
Yes.
she always ends it, if the guests are lucky, with "O Holy Night."
Well, we're going to move now from, we had coffee, and now we're going to move to blueberry tea. And I'm just looking over the ingredients here. There's not a blueberry in sight.
Not one in
No.
sight, no. Now, the reason why this is called blueberry tea is because of the combination of ingredients.
Okay.
People have said that it tastes like blueberries. Now, you do not see a blueberry.
No.
There is almond, there is orange, there is apricot flavors here. No blueberries.
Okay.
But there's something about the combo.
I have to ask you about this little bag right here.
Okay, now this little bag, this plays a very vital role in the drink, okay, Brian? Some people in their house will have very fancy teas.
Okay.
They'll
Yes.
have fancy and the chamomile, they'll
That's
have
because
all
they
of
think
the
they're grand.
They have the ground, exactly. And in the nighttime, they'll have their little cup of tea in the little teacup. Now, we are going to make blueberry tea, and what one needs to know about blueberry tea is you need a good, strong, hearty tea.
Like Red Rose.
That's only available in Canada, I think.
Only available in Canada, you say?
Yeah. Well, okay. So
Yes.
I see some Tetley there. I'm.
Tetley
course.
is what
That's
we
your
were
favorite?
reared on.
Okay, all
I mean,
right.
if you have the Red Rose, or if you have the King Cole, or if you have Tetley. Tetley is my little
our
choice.
choice.
Our choice.
Speaking of choices, lovely choice here.
This is the Grand Marnier.
Okay, so how much Grand Marnier goes in?
1 ounce.
1 ounce.
Of the
One
Grand
full ounce.
Marnier.
And
we're gonna
again,
put
we're
the-
using the Spirit of Newfoundland shot glass.
Of course,
Of course,
because it's all about the
branding
brandy.
is your best friend.
And a brandy snifter is what we want this. We have a little bit of sugar on the rim.
Sure.
Now, Brian, what you need to know about this drink too is it's served hot.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's for
Hot.
a cold night, a warm drink.
That's right.
Warm heart.
Yes.
Okay, now, so we have the Grand Marnier, now some amaretto. Pete,
Amaretto.
right
I
here.
see you have a choice of triple sec and or
Triple sec or the Grand Marnier, the orange liqueur.
Okay.
And
much
now
of this
we're
are we
going to
doing,
go
Shelley?
with the amaretto, the Italians.
All right. This
Full
is
ounce?
Keep
one
it
of those
going, yes,
nice
full
winter
ounce.
drinks that will warm you up.
Warm you up. Now, 1 ounce of the amaretto, 1 ounce of the Grand Marnier.
Okay, so it's 2 ounces of alcohol now.
Oh yes. Now this is after
Who's
a long
counting?
day. Now, Brian, and who's kidding who?
long
This
week.
is a long
I'm picturing
day.
a roaring fire,
Yes.
some soft music, Shelley Neville maybe singing on the stereo.
You never know what could happen, Brian. And I'm going to tell you, the first time I had this drink
Yeah.
was with Peter's mom, Margaret Halley.
Okay,
And it's a special drink. It makes you feel good.
yeah.
It's a drink
That might be the alcohol.
Exactly. Will we have a little blueberry tea to finish off the day? What a
That sounds
beautiful-
so innocent, doesn't it?
Does it?
I'll have a glass of blueberry tea.
I
Oh,
know.
sure, why not?
It's very innocent. Now, Keith, 4 ounces of the tea, please. This is hot tea. There you go. That's about 4 right there.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, no one's out measuring anything now at this point.
Nope.
Now, we can do a little orange on the rim.
Okay.
Okay, like, like so.
Perfect.
Or we could just give that a little twist, throw it right into the glass
Very
like
festive.
that.
That's
You
very
could definitely
festive.
do that. Now we could also have a little cinnamon stick.
wow.
Give that a little stir. That adds a little something nice to it too. You see that?
That's absolutely beautiful.
Brian, I'm not going to burn the tips
I'm
of
rather
your
excited
fingers.
about this.
It's exciting. We're not going to burn your fingers, Brian, because you might be sitting in a hot tub at this point. You
Yeah,
don't
that-
know what could be happening. And we are just going to give that a little wrap around, make
Yeah.
that right nice and sweet.
I've been doing this show for a while, and seldom do I get this excited about such
There
a,
you go.
a
Look
wonderful
how
drink.
fancy.
Look at that. All right.
It's
so
very fancy.
This is blueberry tea, and as you can plainly see, there's not a blueberry in sight. But you know, like everything else, it's in the taste.
Wait for us now, Brian.
Oh, okay. I'm
You want
sorry.
some
All right.
too?
Okay.
Yes.
You
all
want
right.
that one, do you?
Cheers.
Yeah.
All
Oh, no,
right.
wait. Now, Keith,
What?
where was mine too? Honey,
got-
that wasn't that one.
Oh, for God's
Yes.
sakes. This is not yours, is it?
This one's mine right here. Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me about that. Thank you. It's
been a long week.
Yes, it's
All
been
right.
a long week.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Oh, that is
Now.
really good. And you know what? It does taste like blueberry.
Doesn't it?
It really
Emma.
does.
It does. Taste it, Keith. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. Don't need to tell me twice.
Well, that's exquisite.
It's
What a nice seasonal drink.
Isn't that beautiful? Blueberry tea.
All right, cheers, everybody. Shelley Neville, thank you for joining us on Backyard
Thank you.
Bartender. Keith, thank you.
Yep.
Cheers, everybody. Blueberry tea. Why don't you taste it? Well, try it out and taste it and enjoy. I'll talk to you in just a moment. We're going to come back and we're going to talk to Kathy Hicks about another special drink for the season. Stand by.
There's nothing like a Newfoundlander. Stay where you do till it comes where you're at. The ways of some are queer enough. There's dim and does and D's and that. Dim and does and D's and that.
Take it away, Keith.
I will. As I went down to Water Street, 'twas there I met a first-year nurse.
I'll be the first year nurse.
As the rain was coming down in sheets, she said,
Some dirty
Bugger.
stole my purse.
That's what she meant to say. Straight to the Mounties we did go, and how that little nurse did weep when they told her that we'd get no help.
No help?
Nada. Until they found out Martha's sheep.
There's nothing like a Newfoundlander. Stay where you do till it comes where you're at. The ways of some are queer enough. There's dim and does and D's and that. Dim and does and D's and that. Well, you've heard of Napoleon Bonaparte.
Wink.
He came to Newfoundland with all his men, but he found the weather slightly cold. So back to France he went again. Straight up to Josephine he went.
I'll be Josephine.
You're busy, are you?
He looked her right into the eye. He handed her a codfish head.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Did you just say a codfish head?
Yes, I did, yeah. You'll get the tail tomorrow night. And nothing like a Newfoundlander. Stay where you do till it comes where you're at. The ways of some are queer enough. There's dim and does and D's and that. Dim and does and D's and that. Cows in the backyard, fresh milk.
And now back to Kathy at the bar.
Well, thanks so much, Shelley. And we're back with Kathy Hicks from Spirit of Newfoundland Productions, and we're talking about Screech this time around. And there's a lot of history in the Masonic Temple when it comes to Screech. Now, tell me, is this true that the Screech room floor is painted with screech.
We did. Peter Halley said, I want the right color. And he just put a bottle of screech in with the stain, and it's that's what you got.
You should taste it.
I don't know.
Lick the floors. You can lick the floors, we say. It'll be tasty.
Because he said that to me earlier, and I thought, no, you're pulling my leg. And
no,
really. So, okay.
And we got it in the glass, too. And the glass was specially made as rum and molasses coming down to represent screech. Yeah.
So the screech room is where you do all of your screech-ins.
So many, yes.
Okay. And up to how many people have you screeched in?
Oh, my God, they're jammed. Pre-COVID, they were jammed. Standing right here.
Sure, we screeched in over 200 at the same time.
Exactly. We just got a gig today. We had to do 450 people.
Incredible.
So, yeah.
Well, that's not going to happen in the room. No. Okay. I was going to say.
No.
All right. Okay. And you also have something called screech cake.
Screech cake. Oh my goodness. Yeah, screech cake, and it's the deadliest. It's so good, and it's vanilla. It's a Caribbean rum cake.
And you get that rum
style.
sauce.
Yeah. And it's like vanilla deep tones. I love the vanilla.
It sounds like something that's pretty well calorie free, I would suggest.
All butter all the time. Butter, screech, and of course flour.
Well, you talk about our connection to screech in this province. You have some rather interesting bottles here. So tell me about these.
Well, we found these bottles part of a renovation downtown. You can still see the rum. This rum has been there for more than 120 years now. Okay. Yeah. And the cork, so in the day, like
that would make me think the rum back in the day was a lot thicker.
It was thicker. It certainly was. Well, rum is made. Our screech is made from fermented molasses barrels. Okay. And it's the dregs. So it used to be really strong, but now it's more smooth and all that over time. But it's So it was thick, and but Newfoundlanders only called it rum up until 1942. So you can see on the bottle it's just rum. Sure. Yeah. And this is just rum.
So where did screech come from?
Well, screech came from wartime, and the official stories of an American serviceman. Yeah. Took a slug of the screech and he let out a big screech. And then someone said, "What?" They said, who did that screech?
Well, it sounds like a novel way to sell the rum, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the guy said, "Well, that was the rum, me son." So that's how they called it. It was wartime. They called it screech. However,
it has another meaning. You figure it comes from somewhere else.
I think it came from Jamaica itself, because rum comes from, we traded, with Jamaica for it. Yeah, and that's still their national dish. Their national breakfast is saltfish in the morning, saltfish and ackee. So with our Jamaican roots, it's been almost 500 years we've been doing that. They have a word that's called screechy. When you're getting screechy, you're at something you shouldn't be at. Right?
Okay. That sounds like a Newfoundlander to me.
That sounds like a Newfoundlander, right? Exactly. So this bottle is 125 years old. This one was in 1942, and this one was also 1951. So it's like, but look at the crude cork. I mean, they only had corks then. This was 125 years old.
These are really interesting.
Like the rats were sucking on that one.
I think it would be rodents here, unless there was someone really wanting.
And that was $1.25. See right there. And some of the prices still remain on these.
Amazing.
$3.20. So,
and during Prohibition, Brian, you had to, look at that, you had to get it prescribed to you, right? So for your nerves, you could get it from a doctor's prescription rum in the bottle.
And I know in the screech room, you have the Prohibition edict there, and what doctors can and can't do. And I guess if you had a doctor who was a friend, you were in good standing for Christmas.
Yeah, for sure.
Or any other celebration.
For sure. Well, and you know who was controlling it at that time during Prohibition was also like the clergy and the judges. They were controlling it all. So Newfoundland actually never went dry. It was part of our culture. Yeah.
We're going to move from this to our next drink. What are we making?
Yes. We have made, Kate, the Come Home Year ultimate spirit, right?
Mm-hmm. So, which is
it's kind of like sex on the beach. Now you're into it, like it's a seductive drink, Brian.
We don't use as much sand, not as much sand.
We don't do a lot of seductive drinks on Backyard Bartender, but there's always a first time. So
right, but I'll tell you why it's seductive mostly is because we're going to finish it with.
Don't give it all away.
Don't give it all away. Secret ingredients.
Start with,
Of course, we're going to start with screech.
Mr. Bartender, might you please 1 ounce of screech. Now, because you're in Newfoundland, I would put a little bit more. Just go a bit more. Yes,
a little bit of a free pour happening.
Right?
Okay.
So
always.
And then we come with peach schnapps. Now, peach schnapps is a very strong alcohol, but the peach is very forward. And it's half. Oh, only half.
That's half top to peach.
Okay, goes half top. Right? All right, now we're going to go with 2 ounces.
I will say this, what I've noticed is You make some pretty good drinks here, some pretty strong drinks here.
Yes, I know. But this is like the ultimate adult drink.
Yeah.
Because everybody likes it.
Okay.
Now, I would throw in some berries, this cranberry, Newfoundland blueberry. I even look, you can make anything out of something. I got beads to reflect my
any
berries.
kind of berry will work in there, but
Berries,
cranberries or blueberries
cranberries,
or
strawberry.
Okay.
And you can use that as ice as well, like frozen at the freezer,
Okay,
throw
sure,
them in.
And now
So
cranberry juice?
2 ounces of orange, 2 ounces of cranberry.
Okay.
Yep, beautiful. But the finish is what does it. Now you can put that in a shaker. You can mix it, but look at that rich tones in there. Look
I mean,
at
it's
the
a beautiful looking
gorgeousness,
drink. It
right?
looks like a very nice summer drink.
Bartender, can we have a little strawberry, please?
Yes.
And let's have a little cranberry.
Well, that'll make it really seasonal.
afraid of that.
Right?
With the Christmas season fast
Exactly,
approaching.
right?
Okay.
Exactly. And not only that, with Christmas baking coming round, we're going to put the secret ingredient in.
Which is?
The secret ingredient is, drum roll, Keith, it is pure vanilla.
Now, why vanilla?
Vanilla, because first of all, it is the most attractive scent for any man, by the way. If a woman wants to get a man or a man wants to get a man, right? Vanilla. Apparently,
You don't need
it's
to
the
tell
number
me,
one scent.
Kathy.
Don't need to tell you.
I'm
yes.
doused in it.
So at the top, and you kind of layer that at the top, you can mix it up. If you mix it up, put a little bit of it on the top again, because that's what draws you in. Remember, it's a variation of Sex on the Beach, which is like, so this is now the Come Home Your Ultimate cocktail. It's the ultimate spirit. And it is
So just
very,
run through the amounts again. 2 ounces?
1
ounce.
1 ounce?
one,
Half ounce.
Half ounce.
And then 2 and 2.
2 and 2. Okay.
and then
Or to taste.
a teaspoon of that, a half teaspoon
Okay.
of that. So of vanilla.
Magic.
So the magic of television. We have 2 made. We can't wait
Cheers.
to get in. It's so
Come home,
fantastic.
boys.
Come home and have a drink with us for Christmas. Cheers, Brian.
Oh, that is one of those drinks that is
That's
very
It sits with
deceiving.
you. And you know what? And then you sit with it for a little while, and then it just pulls you back in to have more because you can't get enough, can you?
A peach with the screech.
I'll tell you what it is. It's
Yeah.
also very refreshing. I mean,
Yes.
if that's possible, the peach schnapps and the berries, and you don't even notice that the rum is in there at all.
You don't taste the
do you want
rum,
some more?
But have a bit more. And
Also,
right?
Kathy was saying too, if you soak the berries in the alcohol beforehand, it just kind of gives it that extra kick.
Right,
You're
well,
right, you can't wait to get down to the bottom. But even a man who doesn't want what they call a fruity drink or a fancy drink,
you'll want
this,
that.
they want the rum drink, the screech.
All right, Kathy Hicks and
Get
Keith
it.
Power here at
Yeah.
Masonic Temple, and this is again we call it Sex on the Beach, but it's not.
But it's
We're
not.
calling it the Come
Come
Home.
home, your ultimate spirit.
All right, there you go.
Come-
Well, thank you for joining us for this. It's the drink speaking. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Backyard Bartender on the Road. We've got more great shows coming up. If you get the opportunity over the holiday season, book a table and come on in and see the folks here at Spirit of Newfoundland for dinner and a show and maybe one of these fantastic drinks. I'm Brian O'Connell. We'll talk to you next time on Backyard Bartender.
Cheers, Brian.
Cheers.
Awesome.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
Hi, I'm Carl Wells, getting ready to record another edition of Carl Wells Point to Point. It's a program where I chat with members of our community, and they talk candidly about their lives and careers, from their earliest dreams to their greatest triumphs. I think you'll find it informative and entertaining. Please join us for Carl Wells Point to Point, right here on Rogers TV.
It isn't the heavy trays that make the job difficult, or the fast pace you need to keep up. It's not working another double because someone called in sick. What makes the job tough is the moment you realize a customer has had enough, and you have to make that decision not to overserve.